Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're tearing into a massive briefing on the quantum cryptography crisis. Specifically, we're zooming right in on Chapter 2, the immediate systemic business impacts. Look, when people hear about Q-Day, the day quantum computers finally crack standard internet encryption, it is so easy to just brush it off. We think, oh, that's just an abstract, super complex math problem for the cryptographers to worry about. But honestly, that is a massive misconception. What we're actually staring down is an imminent cascading business crisis. It's a fundamental threat to the economic, operational, and regulatory foundations of the modern world. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll be looking at the business of Q-Day, financial systems at risk, healthcare's lifetime exposure, forging critical infrastructure commands, defense and AI threats, and finally, the massive migration gap. Starting off with Part 1, the business of Q-Day. Q-Day is absolutely not some distant sci-fi what-if scenario. It brings very real, quantified, economic, operational, and regulatory consequences to literally every single sector that relies on digital trust. Whether you're running a global bank, managing sensitive patient data, or operating a city's power grid, this vulnerability is shared by all of us. The math-based digital locks we rely on every single day, stuff like RSA and ECC protocols, they are the very bedrock of our digital economy. The risk here is undeniably 100% systemic. Let's move right into Part 2, financial systems at risk. $2.3 trillion. Let that sink in for a second. That staggering number, it isn't some global decades-long projection. According to Citi GPS, this is the estimated indirect GDP impact from a single-day quantum attack on just one top 5 U.S. bank's FedWire access. Literally one day, one bank. Between 10 and 17% of the entire U.S. GDP is exposed by a single financial institution's quantum vulnerability. Every single transaction happening right now, SWIFT, FedWire, ACH, even you just logging into your online banking app, relies entirely on the exact public key cryptography that Q-Day breaks. And the threat isn't just about what happens to future transactions either. It is very much about the past. Consider this direct quote from a September 2025 Federal Reserve working paper. No existing method can retroactively safeguard data already recorded on public distributed ledgers. That highlights the terrifying permanence of this threat. While post-quantum cryptography might protect the transactions we make, say, 5 years from now, it cannot reach back in time. Historical financial and blockchain transactions that are already recorded, they are permanently exposed to a future quantum computer. The really crucial point is this. Digital signatures completely underpin our financial trust. Every digital certificate, every regulatory filing, code signing operations, they all use this vulnerable math. A quantum adversary wouldn't just be stealing money. No, they could retroactively forge digital signatures. They could validate entirely fraudulent transactions, impersonate trusted institutions, and completely destroy the integrity of audit trails. The entire financial record stack is at risk here, and regulators in the US, the EU, the UK, and Australia, they're already putting massive pressure on banks to migrate before it's too late. But what happens when the data isn't just financial, but deeply personal? Let's turn to Part 3, healthcare's lifetime exposure. And this brilliantly illustrates the time versus risk dynamic that makes Q-Day so uniquely dangerous. On the left side here, you've got short-term data. Think about it. If a password gets leaked, you patch it. You just change it, right? Problem solved. But look at the right side. Patient medical records, genetic data, biometrics. These remain incredibly sensitive for decades, often for a patient's entire life. What we're facing is a threat known in the industry as Harvest Now, Decrypt Later, or HNDL. Adversaries can capture this encrypted healthcare data today, safely stored away, and just wait for a quantum computer to break the lock tomorrow. For lifetime data, HNDL exposure is completely permanent. There is simply no patch for sensitive data that has already left the building. Shifting our focus over to the physical world now, we arrive at Part 4, forging critical infrastructure commands. This is where the threat gets alarmingly physical. Power grids, water systems, oil pipelines, transportation networks, they all rely on industrial control systems, or ICS and SCADA. These systems authenticate commands using the very same quantum-vulnerable cryptography we've been talking about. Let's walk through how this goes down. Step 1, an adversary with a quantum computer bypasses the public key crypto. Step 2, and honestly, this is the terrifying part, they don't just steal data. They forge an authenticated operational command. Step 3, a physical consequence actually happens. They could remotely open a water valve, trip a crucial circuit breaker, or disable safety systems, and the system would accept the command as completely legitimate. The authentication layer just silently fails. No cryptographic alarm bells ever go off. As we look at the highest value targets globally, we absolutely must discuss Part 5, Defense and AI Threats. Government and defense secrets are pretty much the ultimate long-term prize here. Intelligence assessments, diplomatic cables, classified procurement data, and military operational plans, they've retained their strategic value for anywhere from 20 to 50 years. Because of this massive window of relevance, Five Eyes intelligence agencies have actually confirmed that nation-states are actively harvesting this data right now. The collection phase, it is not a hypothetical future scenario. Adversaries are hoarding these encrypted secrets today specifically because they know Q-Day is coming, and that data is still going to be highly valuable when they finally have the keys to unlock it. And hey, it isn't just traditional military secrets either. Look at these emerging high-value AI targets. We are talking about encrypted AI model weights, massive training corpora, and highly sensitive fine-tuning logs. Major corporations are pouring billions upon billions of dollars into AI research and development. Yet this incredibly valuable IP is transmitted and stored using the exact same vulnerable RSA and ECC encryption schemes. Adversaries are reportedly targeting this encrypted AI data for future decryption right now. That means billions in R&D investment could be retroactively stolen right out from under these organizations without any immediate detection whatsoever. With systemic risk spreading across all these sectors, we hit the true crisis point. Part 6. The massive migration gap. 12 to 15 years. Moody's estimates that's exactly how long it will take large enterprises to fully transition to post-quantum cryptography across all their affected devices, networks, and systems. Honestly, anyone who has ever waited for a standard enterprise software update knows you cannot just flip a magic switch to upgrade corporate encryption. It is an agonizingly slow, deeply complex beast of a process. Which brings us to the true shock value of this crisis, 5%. Yep. Despite 62% of organizations expressing deep concern about the quantum threat, only 5% of large enterprises actually have a formal quantum transition plan in place today. The math simply does not work in our favor here. If the threat is arriving by the end of the decade, and it takes well over a decade to prepare, that gap is a massive, massive systemic liability. So why is it taking so incredibly long? Well, the barriers to migration are severe. Organizations are dealing with incomplete cryptographic inventories. They literally do not know where all their vulnerable encryption lives. On top of that, they're fighting hard-coded algorithms buried deep in legacy systems that just break the second you try to update them. They are entirely reliant on third-party vendors who might not even have their own post-quantum roadmaps figured out yet. And as if that wasn't enough, there is a massive global talent shortfall of post-quantum cryptography practitioners. Because of these colossal hurdles, organizations that haven't started their migration, they are already structurally behind. Which brings us to the ultimate takeaway of this explainer. The clock is already ticking on the transition. Q-Day is a systemic business crisis that impacts everything from the integrity of the global financial system to the very physical safety of our power grids. So I'll leave you with this provocative question to chew on. With 12 to 15 years needed to fully migrate and the quantum threat accelerating rapidly, is your organization already structurally behind?